You're listening to The Sizzle on Iron Skillet Radio and Iron Skillet Television.
Talk about Thursday night football. It's going to be the game of games. It's going to be the Thursday night of Thursday nights. It's going to be the Carolina Panthers going in to take on the vaunted Houston Texans with a rookie quarterback. They suck.
Well, listen here, though. Mm-hmm. Any way you want to call it, neither team has a losing record.
Okay.
So you can't say they suck. One's 2-0, one's 1-1.
Okay. I mean, that's better than some teams. It's better than Miami. That looks like they're going to be 0-50. And it's better than Minnesota that's 0-2, am I correct?
Yeah, but, at least with their losses, they could have been wins. Sound like Bears fans right now. Last year. Man, those 6 losses we had in the first 6 games, they could have been all 6 W's.
They could have. But the problem is they weren't.
Right.
And the problem is we've got, when it comes to the Texans for Thursday Night Football, now I'll put it like this. Davis Mills was highly touted. He was somebody that people thought this is going to be – I thought he was going to actually end up being a Bear. I really did. I thought they were going to pick him much later down the line, somewhere in the 4th, 5th, and then he was going to be your heir apparent to Andy Dalton.
Yeah, but I thought you were sniffing too much sizzle sauce when you mentioned Davis Mills being the heir apparent to Tom Brady anyway. So,
yeah, well, I tell you what. Nobody thought he was going to be the heir apparent in Houston, and nobody thought that. I mean, you never thought, hey, Houston has a quarterback. Oh, by the way, that's not injured. Oh, by the way, that is not under arrest at the moment. So I think he could play football. I don't know. What do you think?
Sure. Why not? I mean, but I don't know.
Houston makes no sense. I don't understand what they're doing. There's really no continuity to any of this. It's like, okay, so you've got one of the better quarterbacks in the league. And he's just not playing. You're trying to take him through a legal procedure that hasn't even started. So I don't know really what they're trying to do. And then Tyrod Taylor, I don't know. Is he the most unlucky player in the NFL? That's the only question I have.
Man, I feel so bad about Tyrod Taylor because I like him. And everywhere he shows up, he doesn't do bad.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's not phenomenal. He's not great, but he's functional. But and to be honest, I was one of those people who figured that Jacksonville would run all over Houston with all their media drama and everything else like that went down over the summer with Deshaun Watson and things like that. And no, they went out and played good ball. Mm-hmm. So thanks to him, pretty much.
Right.
And yeah, he's lining it up with Jacoby Brissett, just constantly getting the bad end of a horrible deal. I mean,
yeah, and it's sad with Jacoby Brissett. He did pretty well coming in for Tua last week, but it's like he's never going to get from Indianapolis now to Miami. He always just gets the short end of the stick, and I don't like it.
Right.
I don't like the short end of the stick. I like the long end of the stick.
I don't really like sticks, but it's fine.
Yeah, well, as long as we're talking about long and short. I need the long end of the stick. I can't get the short end. I can't work with it. I can't do it. So, shortly we're going to talk about what are you going to be your DFS pickups if you're already in a PPR league. You know who pretty much you should have, and that's your team and it's set. But right now, when we look at Davis Mills, and I'm not saying he doesn't have a chance because Carolina's defense has been good, but is there a way they can sneak out of this game with a victory? And I guess because it's at home, maybe
they're at
Carolina gets they get surprised because they didn't really think that they were going to lose. How about that?
Right. But you're not talking about an inexperienced quarterback that was playing. I mean, Sam Darnold's been in the league a while. Whether you like him or not, I mean, he is a NFL starting quarterback, playing with a good system, playing with arguably the best running back in the game right now, Christian McCaffrey. He looks healthy. I'm not going to say he looks explosive like he used to, but he looks healthy. Mm-hmm. And Houston, the Texans have not been known to cover the run game very well. I've been a little impressed with them. They kind of held Nick Chubb in check a little bit, at least for the first half of that game. And then it seemed like after that, the bottom just kind of went out. May not be the case in this game, but like you said, they are playing at home. When you're at home, there's always a chance. I just don't think it's a great I don't think it's a legitimate chance. I think it's like that snowball chance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get it. And I have to say to you, congratulations, man.
Sizzle burn.
Man, let me tell you something. Okay, so I talked about it before with Jay Sizzle. Okay, so for those who don't know, Rich Sizzle and I were going head up last week, and it was a devastation of greatest embarrassment. But, you know, I don't have a problem with it because Rich Sizzle's my guy. So if I'm going to lose to anybody, it's going to be Rich Sizzle. But I refuse to lose to somebody where their running back gives them 500 points. It was asinine. It was ridiculous. It was a Travis Sham-Akri, and it was a Travis Sham-Akri that just never seemed to stop. And not only was it the running back, then he made this super move to pick up the Bears defense. Now, okay, nobody thought the Bears defense was going to give them 4 sacks, 4 takeaways, look like this was back in '85, and yeah, I'm really hostile right now because that was not good. So, Rich,
why are you hostile? Because if you
our team sucked.
If you listen to my podcast, now I admit it, the first week I was way off, but everybody was. That I was spot on last week, and I told him, I says, your boomer bust on defense, you need to look into either Cleveland or Chicago because it wasn't going to be a high-scoring game anyway. Right. And for the most part, I was right.
Mm-hmm. You were.
Even if you went with Cleveland on defense, you didn't get negatives.
True.
You didn't like ball out and get a ungodly number like I did with the Bears, but yeah. I mean, you sure weren't looking, you know, in the negative nowhere.
The sad part was I had 132 points, and normally in our league, 132 points, that's it. But when you go up against somebody who got darn near 200, it was really sad that day. And I saw a meme that was ridiculous. Somebody said, I will quit fantasy when I play somebody that has a Green Bay receiver and Derrick Henry together in the same team. And doggone it, I faced somebody in one of my other leagues, and that was exactly what happened. And that joker got over 200 points on me. And so I had a rough fantasy time. Rich Sizzle, I had to drink a lot of Tang and really pray about what was coming next. So when you give people your dailies for who they need to have from this Carolina team, who do you say right now is the pick'em? That's the sizzle or fizzle player right now for Thursday Night Football.
McCaffrey and the defense. That's it.
How about DJ Moore? No receivers for them.
No.
Okay.
No, why?
It's a good question.
Why? I mean, I'll be honest, when you got other players playing this week, I would probably steer you into like maybe Michael Pittman from Indianapolis. I mean, looks like he took whatever he was going on and has taken control of that receiving core in Indianapolis. If you're just looking for somebody to fish with. I mean, in daily fantasy, the problem with this Thursday night game, though, is a lot of times you're either going to have to play the single game matchup. And if you're going to go with a single game matchup, then absolutely, those are the guys you want to target because they're guaranteed to get a certain amount of points. But are they going to net you big points compared to other receivers this week? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
You know, you're looking at a Christian McCaffrey who's leading the league right now. He is if he stays healthy, he is the all-around package I think right now, if you have a chance in your daily to pick him up, now if you have him on your PPR team, God bless you and bless your family and your friends. But if you have to get somebody for your dailies, I know he's going to be expensive. He's going to break your bank probably. You're probably going to have to go with, like, I don't know, like the towel guy is your starting tight end. But it's going to be worth it. I'm telling you, it's going to be worth it.
I got a name for you for Houston's team.
Who's that?
That's not going to break the bank at all. I don't even know if you could probably buy him for, like you said, a couple of towels and a loose smoke pack of cigarettes or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
On Houston's team is Anthony Miller.
Okay.
Now, here's why I say that he should get activated for that game. And they are also a little hurt in the receiving core and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, we're not talking about a quarterback who has practiced with the main guy. So he's practiced with an Anthony Miller already. And if the game goes the way that we think it's going to go, Carolina's probably going to jump out there. They're going to try to dominate the game, then go off a run game. That's where McCaffrey's going to, do his thing. Eventually, Houston's got to air the ball out. They've got to throw it to somebody. Why not throw it to somebody like Anthony Miller? And like I said, he's going to be cheap to get.
Right. Okay. So that's your pick 'em or click 'em. That is your sizzle or fizzle for the dailies. You know who to pick up because Rich Sizzle has just told you. If you follow his lead, you will win everything except playing against him in your league. And that's because he's a very mean man.
I always got an extra one up my sleeve somewhere.
He's a very, very mean man. Very mean man. And I'm just going to tell you now, some of my players, I hate you. I do. I hate you. I hate you that every week you do this to me and you make me cry. But it is what it is. And it is fantasy. It is the Sizzle. It is Rich Sizzle in the building with the Sizzle's Fantasy Football. And we will see you on the other side. Remember to look for our exclusive interview with Coach Angela Hamblin-Blakely from the region. You know who only does it the way we do it, which is the Sizzle, right here on Iron Skillet Radio and Iron Skillet Television.
Make sure that you follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Iron Skillet Sports. And remember to like, share, and subscribe to Iron Skillet Sports on YouTube at Iron Skillet Sports.